Yeah,
Woo!
it worked.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Prop Live, everybody. I'm Bill. Who's that?
I'm Eric.
I can't see. I don't have my glasses on. Welcome to Prop Live Q&A, your weekly prop and costume making question and answer session. This week we have a guest in-house.
Woohoo!
None other than the Coregeek, Eric himself. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well.
I'm going to take this off.
Time to take helmets off.
I can't
there you
see.
go. But hey, they were the same fandom though, so there you go. Yeah, we match.
If anyone watching live is playing bingo and you have Bill takes off his hat, check the box.
Oh, let me put that over here.
I think it's good right here. A sneak peek, by the way, everybody. Tomorrow is my final video for the Tank Trooper helmet build. This is all printed on the ANET A8 3D printer that I have already gotten rid of because I really don't like that machine. There we go. Nerdy Views just dropped the link for the bingo game. If you're watching live, you can play bingo. Yeah, so that's a good time. We have Eric here in rainy Seattle.
Yeah.
Nice enough to drive on down here from
the north.
From the
north. Came down from the north.
Down south of the wall.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm well. How have you been?
Good. I think last time I saw you was probably at RenCon.
Did I see you at RenCon? Yeah, at the VIP party. Yeah, that was a good time.
That was a good time.
That party was really fun. That was a good time.
A place nearby here called Virtual Sports. They do
laser tag.
Yeah, laser tag. That was my first time doing that.
Yeah, me too.
And we both got destroyed. By Brittany.
Yes. Brittany destroyed everybody. She came out last man standing.
She sure did.
Out of 16 people?
It was a big group.
Was it that many? It was a big group.
That woman is cold.
She is a killer. Killer.
What have you been up to since then? There was RenCon, Renton City Comic Con. And that's what you had your Lando hat for. Yeah,
well, and Rose City was the week before that, or 2 weeks. Yeah, actually the weekend before that. So, yeah, I finally finished that costume, Skiff Guard Lando, minus the shoes. I didn't finish the shoes. But,
sorry. If you're going to have to deny your application to the 501st.
But if there's one thing you're going to skimp out on, it's going to be the shoes, because nobody looks at your feet anyway. So
that's true. That is actually true.
There you go. So there's your advice for the day.
Rocket Man's excited that he got the Bill takes off his hat bonus.
Woohoo!
All right, let's see here. Oh, that's right. If you guys are new to the party, then Eric runs a little thing he calls Coregeek Creations. And since the last time you were on the show, not only have you made a bunch of cool stuff, you started a podcast.
Yeah, I did. It's a Crafting Geek. I co-host it with Jackie Craft, who people may have seen on Sci-Fi's Cosplay Melee at the beginning of the year. And we just talk about
on Prop Live.
What's that?
And she's been on this show.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, here's the thing. I met Jackie because of this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had never even known of her until she guested on the show. And
that's awesome.
We just kind of hit it off, and I'd been wanting to start a podcast for probably a good year and a half, and she was just such a great personality, and we got to know each other a little bit, and I was like, hey, why don't you do this thing with me? So we, 21 episodes into it.
That's right.
We're on a little bit of a hiatus right now because she's jamming really hard for BlizzCon. She's doing their virtual ticket. She's one of the featured.
We've been watching those.
Yeah, which
Jordan
has been really great. And
Yeah.
Jordan from Henchman Props was also on the virtual ticket.
Right. Anyone watching or listening, if you have a ticket or the virtual ticket to BlizzCon, you go to the BlizzCon website, there's a bunch of videos that they've been doing exclusive to that.
Yeah, and if you've purchased your BlizzCon ticket, you get the virtual ticket for free.
Yes.
So if you have one, you may even have one and not even know it. And we had you guys on.
I was stalling so I could find it. Yeah, what a great episode.
Episode 11. So besides Jackie and I talking about our stuff and what's going on and our opinions and things, we like to bring on guests when we can. And we had you guys on.
So that if you're looking for a place to start, I think that's a good episode.
It's a great episode. I love all our guest episodes, actually. They're my favorite episodes. So,
and then besides that, you've got yourself a sword right there.
Yeah, that's my... I'm sure a lot of people have seen this already, but that's the cast for
I just punched the microphone.
The Batman versus Superman Wonder Woman sword. So
yeah, you have to point that out because people will be like, "That's not the one in the Wonder Woman movie."
Yeah,
I bet you get that.
This is the sword of Athena.
Very good.
Which is different than God Killer, and people think that this is God Killer all the time, and vice versa and all that. So.
I won't spoil why she has a different sword.
Yeah, but there's a reason why, and this one's better. I'm just saying.
Eric's got a bunch more cool stuff, including having participated in our Captain Malcolm Reynolds 100,000 subscriber project. One of the more unique ones, too.
Thank you.
Wood,
yeah,
really cool.
I'm really happy with how that turned out.
Yeah.
So.
We're going to have to do another one of those really soon, actually, because the goal was... I said, we'll do one at 250, not 200.
Yeah.
250, because then I'll have more time.
And you guys are...
We're really close.
You're like, 20,000 away or something?
Yeah, so look forward to that, gang. We're going to do another... what I'll do is I will build something. I will give out free templates and then encourage you to build it, give you a month to make it, and then submit a 10-second video to show it off, and then I will do a compilation on our YouTube channel showing all those off.
Yeah, that was really cool and really fun to participate in.
That was fun. So. We had over 40 of them. One of them was made out of bread, which I think is awesome.
Which was awesome.
And then Shane sent us his... Oh, crap, it's around here somewhere. He made one in a box this big. It's this tiny. Made out of Sculpey. I'll have to look for that later, but it's around. Did I put
That's
that on
the best.
Wall? I don't know. It's around. That was fun. As well, let's see what else we have. I love just going looking at all this stuff because it's amazing. But here's the Wonder Woman sword. Very cool. That's some of that sweet Alclad.
So the gold on there is Alclad.
Yeah.
The silver ones, which is the paint scheme of the movie, those are actually cold casts.
Oh, very nice.
So.
The Hobby Town by my house carries Alclad now.
Do they really?
Yes.
Nice. Yes. Yeah, the one that's closest to me finally.
Yeah.
Well, they had it and then they didn't have it for a while and then they told me they weren't ever going to have it again and now suddenly they have it again. So I guess they must have re-upped their distribution or something. Yeah. So. But
Jackie Craft is here.
Jackie Craft. We were just talking about you, Jackie.
All good things.
Jackie's good people.
She is the best people. So I'm excited about that. The Alclad. I got like emotional in the aisle. I was like,
oh yeah,
and I bought a bunch of it, even though I don't need it for anything.
Well, that's I do this. Like, that's what I do. I do the same thing. It's like anytime I see it, it's like because there's colors you love, right? And it's like you can't get them any other way. And it's like gold leaf. I always buy 2 of those, and airframe aluminum, which is amazing. That stuff is crazy good.
Cool. Well, let's see. What else do we have going on here? We've been busy. Like I said, tomorrow on our YouTube channel, I'm going to be finishing off this. Well, it's already done, but the video is going up tomorrow for the Tank Trooper helmet. And this is based off of a design by a buddy of mine, Aaron Farmer. So it's kind of more elongated, a little more cartoony, which I personally
it's sweet, you
like.
Guys. You should see it in person.
Yeah.
It looks awesome.
So I'm doing 2 videos tomorrow. One is the build on this, and then another sort of recap on my experience working with a really cheap 3D printer. Semi-spoiler. I like my Ultimaker a lot better. But it costs 20 times more, so...
Yeah. There's a trade-off, right?
What else do we have here? I put up a video today, kind of an extra video this week, on... a lot of people, a lot of folks in the chat ask me about copyright. Like, if you're a prop maker, you're making stuff for people and selling it, like, what's the deal with with the legality and all that? So I'll put a link in the chat there. I made a video on that, on my 2 cents.
Very cool. I haven't watched it yet because it just went up today or yesterday.
Just went up today.
Today, yeah.
But I'm really excited because I had a lot of ideas. I wrote a script. I put together a quick video, and I posted it on the Prop Tarts Facebook page. Which, if you guys aren't hanging out there, you ought to be. But I basically used them to proofread my first video, and I got a ton of great feedback. Things I should include with the video. Things maybe I should word a little bit differently, and I was able to use that to put together a final video that I think is much more polished, much more helpful, and I I guess, just focuses on what really matters.
Yeah.
So when it comes to trying to run a business and selling things that are, someone else's intellectual property, basically, what do you have to be concerned with? So I won't go into the whole thing. It's like 20 minutes long, but just go watch that if you have any questions. Mostly I made the video so that when people ask me in the future,
you can say, go watch this video.
video.
Yeah. Whenever I've made videos, it usually comes down to that. It's like,
Yeah.
I have way too many people ask me, and it's like, hey, go watch this video. Then you'll know.
There you go.
So I get that totally.
I will say though, that's the first time I've done like a first draft of a video and tried to get feedback from like the hive mind of the Prop Tarts, and it went awesome. So I might do that more whenever I make videos or content that's like community focused.
Yeah.
Then I can turn to them and they'll give me awesome, honest feedback, which is great. If you look over here quickly at the Prop Tarts page, you can see some cool projects some folks are working on here. This is a mercury switch activated LED. What?
That's
I need
cool.
to look at this.
Ben Chitwood.
So it's a light, and then when you turn it, it turns off. That's really cool.
That's
so
pretty
he's
cool.
doing some testing, a bit of a proof of concept there. We got Taylor here working on something. I don't know, something gigantic. Steve is upset because someone bought the bird number.
Been there a few times.
Yeah, a lot of really great stuff happening in the Prop Tarts. People asking questions about their projects. Good stuff. So if you're listening, you're one of the wonderful Prop Tarts in the chat, and you haven't joined that group yet, head on over there.
I'm a member, so there we go.
That's right. All the cool kids. There you go. Link in the chat there. It's just the Prop Tarts of Punished Props.
Hey, Zombie. Hey, Grace.
Zombies here.
So glad to see you back at working and
That's
stuff.
right. If you guys haven't seen the shish kebab video that Grace, aka Zombie, did, go watch that. That's all I have to say about that. It's good.
Yes.
What else do we have? We're going to dive into your questions here real quick, but
hey, Terry.
Before we do, Terry's here. Oh yeah, another buddy of mine who's been working on some Destiny guns. The TwitchCon is this weekend, and unfortunately we won't be there.
Yeah, I'm obviously not there either.
Me neither.
So a lot of cool people in the contest.
Yes,
though.
we will. Both of us will be at BlizzCon.
Yes.
Which is good. We had to decide which Southern California trip we were going to take, so we picked BlizzCon. But we won't be at TwitchCon. But you can look forward to seeing wonderful Prop Tarts. Like Modulus Props is going to be there. And I don't know if she's in the Prop Tart group, but Hendo's really cool. I know her.
Bjorn's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you know Bjorn?
Bjorn. Yeah.
Bjorn, his all leather armor is amazing. Yeah. He's put in like 800 hours or something.
Little Sparks, Shepherd of Men. Who else do I know? Egg Sisters. Kit Quinn. That SKS Props guy is gonna be
Who's
there.
Who's that guy?
Yeah. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I know who she is.
Evil L?
Yeah.
Evil L? I know Ronan too. He does awesome work.
Danny, Ollie. It's just a crazy, awesome, talented group of people. We've got the winners from last year as judges, plus Vampy, who is amazing. And look at this dapper Hoku Props.
Hoku looking amazing.
Basically, we're just bummed we're not there right now, and it's gonna be awesome. And I don't envy the contestants or the judges.
I don't either.
Gonna be a
I don't
bloodbath.
either. In fact, I actually wore my robot shirt today because I thought about wearing my Egg Sister shirt.
Yep.
But then I was like, but I want to root for Steve too. So do I wear my SKS shirt or my Egg Sister? So I just wore my.
I'm just wearing my Twitch shirt.
I just wore my robot shirt.
I'm staying as neutral as possible.
Yeah. So I'm rooting for Team Robot, whoever that is.
Yeah. Steve is actually painting his torque bow right now at Gary's house.
Nice.
What's funny is it'll look amazing.
Yeah.
It'll look really, really good.
It'll look amazing. Everything Steve does is
so we'll see how that pans
top notch.
That's about it. We're ready to start taking some questions. Folks watching live, if you'd like to submit a question for me or Eric or both of us about prop and costume making, whatever you got, throw it our way. Punishprops.com/live is the place to submit questions. little form there. Fill out with your question. Send it in. Brittany will collect it and put it in the notes. And then we'll answer it. So that's what we're going to do. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Good. Scott, a.k.a. Wildcard, says, not a question, but a big thank you to Eric for being a genuinely nice person. It's all a lie. He's a jerk in person. It's not true. He's just excited that you're positive and nice in social media and in person. A good example of our community and a master craftsman. I agree. He says, you're the man. So, high five.
Oh, wow.
I agree with those sentiments all the way around.
Thanks, Scott.
He says, Bill, you're okay, I guess.
Yeah, Bill, whatever. Actually, Scott is quite the craftsman himself.
Oh, yes.
Does a lot of great work.
Okay, Adrian has some actual questions. You use the 9mm snap-off blades for cutting foam, and I find myself needing to switch them out very often, so I'm thinking of using a sharpener. What should I use and how? Do you have a favorite sharpener?
I use the same one that you and Ted use.
Evil Ted. The Kershaw. Oh, my Amazon link is all toy guns right now.
Yeah, it's the Kershaw. I don't remember the number. It's like 2 something or.
I'll look. I'll find it right now.
Yeah.
This guy right here. The
600.
Ultratech.
Ultratech. There you go.
This guy. I'll grab a link right now.
I think the price on that's gone down.
Probably.
I think it was like $20 when I bought.
We'll link to this in the show notes as well. But it's the 600 grit diamond coated oval shaft sharpener.
Now, the other thing is if you don't want to spend like $20 on a sharpener, you can also use the bottom of a mug.
There you go.
Like a coffee mug, a ceramic mug that doesn't have any glaze on the bottom.
Oh yeah.
It works like a sharpener.
Awesome.
Yeah. So there you go. There's a life hack for you.
For sure. Once I started doing sharpening blades instead of replacing them, because I actually would just use box cutters.
Yeah.
For my Mass Effect armor, and every like 5 cuts, just throw it away.
Yeah.
I think I went through 100 blades on my Mass Effect armor.
Yeah. I think I did the same thing until I don't know. I can't remember if it was you or Ted I found out from first.
Probably Ted.
Yeah, it might have been.
I'll tell you where I differentiate from Ted a bit is that he likes the blades that are like that wide, and I actually prefer the thinner ones.
The thinner ones
for some stuff.
Yeah.
Just because you can flex them, and I don't know. I have both. I have
the thinner and the thicker too. So.
Yeah. Okay, another question from Adrian. Can you give us an update on the ANET A8? Yeah, it's been a couple weeks since I worked on that. I spent most of those weeks sanding.
And I wasn't here to help. So,
I know.
I know.
Yeah. I don't have it actually.
And
all that, this, if you could just
all that elbow grease on your own.
That needs some sanding. So if you could
right
just
there. Okay.
When we're done here. He just got one. He's been getting some great results. Well, here's the thing. A lot of people have told me that they got an ANET A8 and theirs printed way better than mine.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy for you. Mine was, I think, was just a dud.
You got the lemon, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But that's the thing when you're buying something that's that low price, the things they skimp on are things like quality control, quality check.
Exactly. So you may or may not get.
Yeah. So for example,
a good one.
I mean, granted, the Ultimaker is a lot more expensive, but when it showed up, it had a little print that they had run on it. So they ran filament through it and printed something with it before they sent it off, and they're like, "It works." Of course, I also didn't have to. I didn't have to assemble that. Let's see. Jackie's linking to her. Oops, wrong thing. There it is. That's Jackie's sharpener. Very good. I have one of these upstairs in my kitchen. But yeah, lots of options for sharpeners. Where? Oh, that's another. We were looking at toy guns. So
a lot of gun talk today.
I'm gonna have to get this super flash gun. Kind of awesome.
Yeah. I love the labeling on it.
Trying to find my notes. There we go. Trying to stay focused. So there you go. That's the update on the A8, and I will have a full video on that tomorrow. So enjoy that. Let's see.
Very cool. Sam
has a question.
Hey, Sam.
Sam from Bio Cosplay. I think he's in the chat too. He He says, how is your Commissioner Gordon cosplay coming along, and where's your glorious mustache?
Yeah, so the story behind that is I hadn't ever tried my I had a fake mustache made for my Lando costume because I wanted to be as accurate.
Where do you go to get a fake mustache made?
Etsy. There's a really great seller on Etsy. What
if I just look up mustache?
I can't remember her username.
Well, there's a lot of like foam mustaches.
Yeah. Anyway, she does custom mustaches and beards and things like that. I'll have to look her up later for you guys so you can. And so I had one made to match my hair color because I wanted to
beard combs.
Well, there you go. I mean, grooming is an important thing. And so the day of the con, the first time I wore it, I put it on, and I'm getting kind of old. So when I do close-up things now, I wear magnifier glasses, right? So I have the glasses on. I'm brushing on the stuff to stick the mustache to my face, and I put it on. And in the mirror, I see Commissioner Gordon looking at me. Because it's, similar kind of glasses with the mustache. And
here we go.
Yeah, you can kind of see it there.
Very good.
So I had put out on Instagram a photo of myself saying, I think I'm just going to do a Commissioner Gordon for now on.
You just use these glasses, you'd be good to go.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So
maybe pop the lenses out.
Yeah. So that's what that's referring to.
I love that you can go to Etsy and look up and get a custom mustache made.
I could probably find her.
Yeah, if you find it, let me know. We'll
I don't know if I can find it right now. I'm not good under pressure finding web links under pressure.
All right.
It's hard.
Thanks for the question, Sam. Jonathan has some questions for us here. He says, Eric, when is the next Crafting Geek episode coming out? I binged 21 episodes, and now I'm starting to have withdrawals. So will that be after BlizzCon?
After BlizzCon. Okay. I imagine the first episode will be, or the first episode after BlizzCon will probably be a BlizzCon wrap-up, since Jackie and I will both be there. And interestingly enough, it'll be the first time we've met in person.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so we've known each other for a while, and we do a show together, but we've actually never met in person. So there's kind of funny.
Side note here.
Oh yeah, I forgot. There is the Commissioner Gordon Batman figure. I think they sell it on Amazon.
Sam's the kind of guy who would.
He actually sent me a photo of it.
Who would know?
He sent me a photo of it.
Is it this one?
No, it's not that one. It's one where he's a Batman. He's a version of Batman as well.
Oh, I don't know.
But it looks almost exactly like me. So, and I've had a lot of people send me the photo of the new dude on Destiny 2, like on the box art or whatever. He's like a Titan.
Huh.
That looks like me, apparently. Some people think.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Very good.
So, yeah, it'll be as soon as BlizzCon's done and over with, because Jackie has been working her butt off.
That's right. People in the in the chat is asking about submitting a question. If you go to punishedprops.com/live, there's a form there where you can submit your question. There's a link.
Oh, that's my Gordon pick. I think that's the one I shared.
Thanks, Brittany.
So there you go.
We have to
there you go.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
Yeah. Thanks, Britt.
Are those your magnifying glasses?
Yeah. Those are my 1.5 buys.
All right, let's keep chewing through questions. Jonathan has some more here. He says, you've recommended Inkscape as a free vector program. I've seen you use Fusion 360 for 3D work. What are your thoughts on Blender for someone who wants to learn 3D modeling with printing in mind? All right, I have a weird sorted past with 3D modeling software. I started in CAD and Mechanical Desktop when I was a youngster, and then I learned 3D Studio Max, and then I learned Maya, and Blender is like a not as good version of Maya. Maya is very challenging to use, so Blender is both challenging and not as good. So even though it's free, it's kind of a bear to use. I like Fusion 360 mostly because I use it to make space guns, so a lot of mechanical stuff and a lot of blueprint type drawings and precision and angles, and you can use it for free if you're a hobbyist or if you're a startup or a student. So I recommend trying Fusion because I think Blender sucks to use. That's just me. Now, I haven't used it all that often, and I'm kind of a 3D modeling software snob.
Well, there you go.
But those are my...
It seems like with 3D modeling, everybody kind of has their favorite.
They do.
So for various reasons.
The people I know who do a lot of work in Blender, they're like, look, I made something really cool in Blender. It was really hard to make. But they're almost proud of the fact that they tortured themselves to get that far. It's like,
I get that.
Yeah. And then the third question here says, I once heard someone say, don't just read what your mentor writes, read what your mentor reads. That's a really... really good.
What are you
thing.
reading, watching, or listening to?
Let's see. My mentor, a couple of people whose reading lists I pour over. My friend Brian Brushwood, who's a magician and owns his own business. A very thoughtful guy. Whenever he has a book that he's like, hey, Bill, you should read this, I read it immediately. And I have never regretted that. I just read the book called, this was one I think my friend Nicole over at the Wood Whisperer recommended to me years ago. I should have read it a lot sooner, called Delivering Happiness, about the company Zappos, the shoe company.
Oh, yeah.
It's less of a like specific business book and more of just like kind of telling their story, which is very eye-opening. If you're just a general maker, there's a book called Why We Make Things and Why It Matters, or I think something like that.
I think I've...
And yeah, Why We Make Things and Why It Matters.
Education
by Peter Korn. That one's really good too.
I haven't heard of that one.
Can Bill do magic? I used to know a couple card tricks, but I'm well out of practice. But yeah, that's a really great quote. Don't just read what your mentor writes, read what your mentor reads. That's a really good thing to consider. What else is good? If you're running a business, read the E-Myth Revisited and the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People and How to Win Friends and Influence People. And what else? There's a long list. Those are all really great things. And anything by Ryan Holiday. I gobble up anything he writes. He's got a couple of good new books out yet I haven't grabbed. So there you go. This has been the Reading Minute with Bill.
There you go.
A lot of these are business oriented, but like How to Win Friends and Influence People is just a great book to read if you want to get along with people better. And 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is good for anyone who's trying to be effective at whatever they're doing. So there you go. Jackie Craft says, I need to see magic. You know what? I don't think I have any cards right here. Otherwise, I would totally show you.
The Magic Hour with Bill.
Right.
There you
go. Next, thanks for the questions there, Jonathan. Next one comes from Matt. There's a link, and there is he's looking for a budget-friendly method. Oh, he was looking for budget-friendly methods, and he stumbled across a glycerin gelatin mix that may be promising, I think, for mold making. I plan on picking up the ingredients and trying myself. Would you consider trying the glycerin gelatin mold yourself, or possibly doing a budget mold making video? Here's the link. So the thing about glycerin, now it could be that this is more robust than I think. I haven't watched this, but generally gelatin is only really good for 1, maybe 2 pulls.
It's got a really short shelf life.
It's gonna take kind of like alginate.
Yeah.
But it'll tear or fall apart or actually melt, just kind of degrade over time. I'm guessing that's the case with this, but if you only need 1 or 2 pulls of something, it might be a good one. I don't know. I've never tried.
Yeah.
I will say that when I need mold making advice, I go to Frank Ippolito, who is the mold making demigod, and he's never mentioned it. So I imagine that it's probably not going to solve all of your mold making problems. Usually when I make a mold, I'm trying to get 30 or 40 copies out of it.
Yeah, and that's where it just comes down to. Sometimes it's just pays to pay a little more money for good products, you know.
And also, it'll save you time. Like you might be able to make.
That's what I'm getting.
Yeah, you might be able to make a bunch of copies out of that gelatin mold, but if you have to keep remaking it to make all your copies, it's going to waste a ton of time.
Yeah.
We got Impact Props in the chat there. Happy to see you, buddy. We had him on.
Impact. How's it going?
That's Brad, and we had him on last week. That was a really good time. Thanks for the question there, Matt. I'll tell you what, too. If you try the gelatin mold, let us know how it turned out. We'd love to hear back from you.
Yeah, it's always.
I'm probably not going to try.
Always.
I have gallons of silicone in my shop, so I'm set. But if you give it a go, I'd love to hear how it turns out. Let's see. Tristan wants to know. I'm building armor based on a character from Ruby by Rooster Teeth. It took me like 3 years to realize that it was pronounced Ruby and not RBRY.
Yeah, right.
Or RWBY.
RWBY.
Actually can't read. My armor is very solid so far and everything is coming together well, except I'm struggling with the body armor to be formed to my body. What would you recommend to close up gaps on armor and allow for the most mobility? Eric, you made some armor. Let me go find an example. Where's your website? What do you do? What do you do to do like templates and stuff for torso armor?
Just like everybody else. You use a body mold and.
What do you do for your for a body form? What did you do for that?
Well, I started with duct tape forms.
Yep.
So, but moved on to plaster forms, which we made a video
That's
about.
That's what I was getting at.
Nice way to segue it into there.
So there's some body armor that Eric has made.
Yeah.
Was that off of a duct tape dummy?
This one was off of a duct tape dummy. Yeah. The Immortan Joe stuff was off a duct tape dummy as well, but that was a little bit different because it was plastic, from PETG. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, having that body form to shape things around is probably the key, really. I think to getting, because formed armors,
look at this guy,
or tight fitting armor is tough.
It is, yeah. So what I'm talking about here is let's find the time lapse where we totally time lapsed doing Eric.
Once you find the part where you berate me for doing my seam wrong.
Yeah, this part right here.
Do not do it like Eric.
So we have this video on doing a body form, and we don't have one on a duct tape dummy. There's lots of duct tape dummy videos out there, though. So look those up. Look up this video. We'll have a link in the chat. But getting that torso form down so that you can pattern off of it can be really super, super helpful. So I would start there. And you can even, if you've already started making your armor, you can place your armor on that torso and then work on it so that when you're like adding or removing material to get rid of gaps, you can totally just do it in front of you instead of while you're wearing it.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to form armor on your own body. Yeah. So.
Why can't I find the time lapse that we did with you?
I don't know. Was there one?
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Ta-da! Yay! That was a lot of fun.
That was a good time.
All right, so thank you. That question came in from Tristan. Thank you for the question, and good luck with your build. Let's go on with Dean. He says, I'm a new prop maker. What advice do you have for a newbie foam user? I also have a vision disability. What tips can you recommend to make prop designing more acceptable or accessible? I don't know what type of vision disability you have. I don't know if he means if he has to incorporate that into his armor, like if he has to incorporate glasses into his armor.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure. Or
if the vision disability makes it difficult to build it. But again, making the torso body form and getting help from friends is a great place to start.
Definitely.
Yeah. Mostly just having help from friends is going to make whatever it is you're working on a lot easier.
Yeah, and the other thing, and it's something that you've spoke about a lot too, is when you're starting with foam and you're making your cuts and your cuts aren't good, keep working that piece until your cuts are good.
Yeah.
Because you'll spend more time and have more frustration trying to fix bad cuts than you will just starting out with a good cut to begin with.
Yeah.
And foam's cheap. That's one of the great things about using it. So if your cuts are kind of janky, just keep working on it until you get nice clean cuts. That'll make your seams better. Then you're not trying to fill in seams and build on top of a kind of a wonky foundation. So stick with it. I guess that's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Work those cuts so you don't have to fix things.
There you go. We also have we have a whole playlist on foam fabrication stuff.
Yes, all awesome stuff.
And actually, we just have a foam smithing section on our website. So if you just go there's a bunch of stuff that'll help you out. And let's move on to the next one. Thank you, Dean, for the question. This one comes from our pal Nerdy Views. He says, "Who is Eric's dream guest to interview on Crafting Geek?" I'm going to add, now that he's already had me and Brittany on.
Yeah. Well, it was SKS Props before you, and then I had both of you on, so... No, I bet just about anybody in the chat, or even you, could probably guess who it would be.
I'm going to guess his last name is Savage.
Yeah, that would definitely... And I'm sure Jackie would probably agree with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely Adam Savage would probably be that one maker that I would love to have on the show. So that's that. He would definitely be a dream guest.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Let's actually, it was funny. I was digging through a Star Wars book I bought recently that was all on miniatures, spaceships and models and stuff. And I was digging through the back of it. They had a list of a bunch of the model makers from Star Wars. Yeah. And it had Grant Imahara, Tori Belleci, and Adam Savage on it. Awesome. They all worked on the prequels. Yeah. Along with Fawn Davis too was there too. Oh yeah. I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. I know some of these guys. Cool. That was really neat. And Phil Tippett and a bunch of other amazing people. Nerdy View says I should have excluded Adam Savage.
It's so obvious.
Too late.
Well, he's a ginger, and I got to keep it in the family. Yeah. So.
Thank you for the question there, Elton. Hey Patch has a question. I don't think he's here, but he sent a question. He says, "Do you like Halloween, or do you see it as amateur hour?" I am indifferent towards Halloween, but I don't usually dress up.
Same here. Yeah. It's when my kids were little, we used to do a lot of costumes, so that was great. Yeah. But once I got kind of older and we got into doing cosplays and stuff, it just didn't really matter to us anymore. So, but I'm glad that people enjoy it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good time. We will probably stay at home eating candy with the lights off.
Yeah, yeah, right.
So when kids show up at our house, like, can we have some candy? Be like, no, this is my candy.
Well, you know what? Okay, so Spicy Ty Santa is going to be at my house for Halloween this year, and I think he's going to have his costume with him. So maybe I'll make him dress up, and I'll take him around the neighborhood trick or treating.
You should dress him up and put him on the front porch, sitting still. And when kids show up, he'll go, ah! That's great. Another question from Hey Patch. What one piece proper costume are you the most proud of, and why? I can say that my most favorite one is probably the handgun from Destiny that I just finished. It's very fun to play with. It's an airsoft gun, and it makes all the action, does the thing. Oh, Santa's in the chat. He's excited. He says sure. Awesome.
Sure.
So yeah, usually whatever it is I just finished. So that I just finished.
I was gonna say, it's always like the last thing you just did, right?
So is it the Wonder Woman sword for you?
I'm very, very proud of the Wonder Woman sword, mostly because the majority of all of it was hand sculpted, and so yeah, I mean that is definitely one of my favorites. Another one would be the Omega Yato sword.
I don't know which one that is.
If you go to my website into the switch over to the props, that one. Look at that. I'm pretty proud of that one.
I don't know why it's not opening.
I don't either.
But you guys can see the.
Come on, Squarespace. So
there it is.
That was a crazy build. So, and a lot of it hand sculpted.
Jeez.
But very, very happy with the way that one turned out.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Very, very cool. The other one for me has got to be the District 9 gun that one turned out.
Oh yeah, that's up there. My favorite of the ones you've built.
And someday I'll have one of my own. I actually have. I'm gonna jank the camera around real quick. I have a tiny one right there.
Woohoo!
My buddies at Weta gave that to me, and I used it to help figure out some of the proportions on it. So I have a tiny one. It's this big. Someday I'll finish one for myself. Thank you, Hey Patch. Next one here is from our buddy Corium9. It says, latest and greatest. I can't believe I didn't know about this. ... Tool Technique material. I just got a PanaVise from Harrison over at Volpin Props was giving me a tip on that. That thing is awesome. Like, I just got it yesterday. I've already used it.
Yeah, and it's a cool articulate vise that you can have on your workbench and hold things so you can work on them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
They have a bunch of different versions, too. This one is not that one.
Probably
it's a
junior. It's a baby PanaVise.
The multi-purpose works fire. That's one Harrison has. I got the standard one.
Yeah.
The cool thing about this one, it's bigger. It comes with this base, and these jaws can be flipped around to do smaller things or wider things. It's really, really cool. And then you can tip the whole thing around to get it, whatever you're clamping, into different angles.
Yeah, because it has a swivel. It's on a swivel ball, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I actually made a custom set of jaws for it and 3D printed them yesterday, and I put it up on Thingiverse. So here's the thing. So you can see the PanaVise. I made these jaws so that you can clamp round things in it, or if you have a rectangular thing that needs to be clamped at 45 degrees, you can do that too.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I got a PanaVise. How about you? You have any new cool tips, techniques, tools, or things that you're just like, I can't believe I never had one of these?
I'm drawing a blank.
Oh no. What about?
I did just buy a this is really stupid, but if you ship a lot of stuff, I actually bought a holder for my tape.
Yeah.
It's made my life a lot easier.
Yeah. We have one of those.
Yeah. It's it's like a $10 thing, and it's like you don't really think you need one until you package a lot of stuff, and then it's like, this is kind of a handy thing. So there you go.
Awesome.
That's pretty lame, I know.
Those are the things I get excited about. Thank you, Corium9. Bushang says, how many layers of varnish do you use to seal your foam armor after you finished painting? Usually like 2. Like 2 good clear coats on most things. Whenever I'm clear coating it,
yeah,
I just do one light pass and then a second light pass to make sure I hit everything.
Yeah, same for me.
Yeah.
It's usually like just a couple. Yeah,
unless it's like an area that's going to get handled a lot, then I might do more. But
most clear coats, you don't really need much more than that, really.
Cool. Good question. Thank you, Bushang. Joey says, do you have any tips for designing futuristic prop guns? I haven't done a ton of designing. I've done a little bit. But I think it's a sort of thing where you can never have too much inspiration. Like, go see what's out there. I buy a lot of art books. A lot.
Yeah.
And then I try and pull inspiration from the things that I like.
There's a really cool, what's that? There's an
down here.
Online kind of art portfolio site. Do you know what I'm talking
ArtStation.
about? ArtStation. There's a lot of really cool people that upload stuff to ArtStation.
Yeah, a lot of video game artists will upload stuff here. It's worth checking out and just seeing who's doing what. Obviously, a lot of character stuff here, but
definitely a lot of prop stuff on there too.
Yeah, if you just dig around, and
I think it's hashtagable, right? So you can
could be
maybe search hashtags or whatever.
What if I just look up rifle? Oh, look at that!
Yeah, I mean, you just get
crap.
Plethora of designs.
I want to make that.
Number 1, let's make it.
But look at the things that you like and figure out why you like them.
Yeah.
And then try and incorporate that into whatever it is you're designing. And then just draw a lot. Just fill sketchbooks. It's not full, but I have my sketchbook right here. Let's see if I have anything cool. I haven't drawn in here in a long time. Oh, there's Sirbots a lot. There's pictures of my drawings of my cat. Let's see here. Yeah, see Sirbots a lot.
There you
it's
go.
kind of hard to see. Ta-da. That's a thing that I designed and actually turned out. The final thing actually looked like.
I was
the
going to
thing
say it looks quite a
Pretty
bit like
spot
the actual design.
Let's see if I have any. I'm trying to see if I have any space gun drawings in here. I have some swords.
Sword, space gun.
Yeah, nothing too exciting.
Oh, Hey Patch made it. Hey Patch.
Hey, Patch! There we go. So yeah, just draw a ton. Fill sketchbooks with drawings. So there you go. That's the design minute with Bill and Eric. Let's see here. Thanks, Joey, for the question. Next one comes from Kurt. Do you have a suggestion for a motor controller that I can use to try and make an electromagnet-controlled Ouija board that I can control with my phone? Wow.
Yeah.
I bet someone on Adafruit has something about that.
Something that's like way over my...
I'm not sure what you would search for to find that, but go to Adafruit and go to Learn and start poking around and try and find something that's a similar project.
Yeah, that's way over my experience.
Yeah. But that's a really great idea. Tell you what, James over at XRobots, xrobots.co.uk, if you go check out his site, he does a lot of motor control type stuff for his robots. So go check out what he's working on.
Yeah, I don't do any robotic stuff. So,
but I can make lights turn on and off.
Yeah, same here. Maybe pulse, you know.
Whoa.
Oh, speaking of that, Kamui's new book just came out. So I was one of her pre-release people.
Svetlana's working on this. She got Nova costume, and the lighting on it is so freaking cool.
So good.
So she's got her advanced lights and animated LEDs book. There's a $5 ebook and a $20 print book. And I haven't read it yet, but most of her or all of her books are awesome. I have a bunch right here, so I'm going to preemptively recommend it.
Yep. I've already I didn't read the whole thing, but I perused through it.
Awesome.
It's pretty good stuff. So, but that's lighting. It's not going to get you your Ouija board. Problem, it just popped into my head and you were talking about it.
But good luck. Yeah. Good luck, Kurt. Sorry we don't have all the answers for you. Sandy wants to know, who has the buffest forearms from sanding? Also, what is your favorite sanding tip for newbies looking for the perfect finish? I am not the perfect finish guy. That's definitely. I don't know if we're gonna compare.
I'm not sure. Yeah,
we're not. I don't think that prop makers are generally the kind of guys who worry too much about physique. But what do you have? Do you have tips for getting super smooth finishes? Because you really work on that more than me, I think.
Work through the grits. So meaning, start with like 120, move to 220, move to 320, move to 400, keep going until you want to stop, and then when you want to stop, keep going. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's really, that's. I
just realized the name from this question is Sandy.
Sandy.
That may be
I think that might be a little bit of a setup. So yeah, really, it's that. It's just keep going even when you want to be done. So, because let's for example, the sword that we have right here. Can we take a peek at that? What was the blade on this? What grit did you get this like flat smooth part down to before molding? I only went to 400 on that because the blade itself was.
It really shows.
Yeah, such terrible work. Well, the blade itself was a sculpt, so I did wet sand the clay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
it's
I did
just
do that.
like
1,000 grit
and what lubricant?
Alcohol.
Yeah.
So actually froze the clay.
Yep, got it.
And then basically wet sanded it.
Do you have a freezer long enough to put a sword blade in?
Yeah.
Or was it upright?
No, it's like a chest freezer.
Oh, yeah.
So, which I actually don't have anymore. I sold it to make room for my expanded shop. Yeah. So, but for that, I was able to put the whole side of the blade in there. So,
I bet you could also blast it with like a can of air upside down to get it really.
Yeah, that works too. I just didn't have any, and I had a big freezer, so I just threw it in there for 20 minutes.
Awesome.
So,
very cool. So there you go. Buy all the grits.
Yeah, work through the grits. Don't skimp. And
thanks for the question, Sandy. Cosplay Destiny wants to know: will you have any meetups in Central Florida? I don't know when I'll be in Central Florida again. I went there for Star Wars Celebration, which was quite fun, but I don't have any other plans to visit there for a while, so probably not. You going to Florida anytime soon, Eric?
I don't have any Florida plans.
All right.
I mean, if somebody wants to pay for me to go out there, I can make it happen. So.
Yeah, that's the main thing. If we're going to go somewhere, generally it's because conventions have hired us to come work there. So that's how that usually works. Although we're trying to cut back. I think 2018 is going to be we're going to be focusing inward on the business and expanding and probably not traveling as much. I say that now, but we are trying. So like, I'll give you an example. TwitchCon is this weekend, and then after that it's BlizzCon, and then after that is DesignerCon. I want to go to all three of those.
Yeah.
But 3 trips to Southern California in 1 month is too many. And I need to be home working on my business. So unfortunately, that means we're only going to BlizzCon. Fortunately, we're going.
You're
to
still
BlizzCon.
going to BlizzCon. Yeah, exactly. Woohoo! I'm so excited for BlizzCon.
Oh, it's so exciting. Thanks for the question. Sorry, we probably won't be in Florida for a while. Twitches wants to know, I'm making a short sword with a somewhat subtle toothed edge to it. Is it best to bevel the edge of the blade first before adding the teeth? Or should I cut out the teeth from the template from the get-go? I don't know. Do you think that makes a difference? You made a sword with a bunch of teeth on it.
Yeah, I did. They were separate from the blade, though. So
they were.
And there was 48 of them.
So were those molded and cast?
So I made a master and mold and cast all 48 of them. So I guess it would just depend on how you're building your sword. So
yeah,
I mean, you could bevel the edge. You can make the teeth out of foam. You can make the teeth out of epoxy sculpt. I mean, you can make the teeth out of Warbler. I mean, it could be. I guess it just kind of depends on the size of the teeth. Right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So, I mean, if you're really good with a Dremel, you might be able to just shape all the teeth right there in the edge of the sword. So it just kind of depends on what you're doing.
This is kamuicosplay.com/buy-my-book.
I love her unabashed use of her dogs.
This is my favorite thing.
She's
ever.
The best. She's so funny. So when we
thanks for that, hey Patch, or no Avatar just linked that.
When we had them on Craft and Geek as well, beside you guys, and Benny was wearing a shirt that said "Buy my books."
That's amazing.
he made it just for the podcast. It was hilarious. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I guess it just depends on how you're making the sword.
Yeah.
And what you're
maybe try out on a small piece.
Yeah.
Either way, and see what works best for you.
Yeah.
Thanks for the question, Twitches. Next one is our pal DLC Props. It says, Eric, have you ever thought of what your next project will be once you're done with the Wonder Woman sword? Well, that's done.
It's done. It's just
technically.
Yeah.
Although you've been
it's been done. It's been done for like 4 months, but I've been selling.
Once it's out of your life.
Once it's sold out, yeah.
What's next? Any cool new big fun projects you're working on?
I don't, and I'm kind of in this spot where I'm sort of at this goal where I wanted to be, but I can't really progress any further because I need to keep a full-time job, and so I'm kind of scaling back what I'm doing and how many hours I'm spending doing prop work and stuff. So my next thing will probably just be a personal project that I want to do, whatever that might be.
Yeah, cool.
So
another like a prop thing, you think?
It could be.
Yeah.
I actually would like to spend more time sculpting.
Yeah.
So it might end up being something that incorporates sculpting.
Oh, we should life cast you. Yeah, we should do a life cast, and then you could sculpt on the face.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would be up for that.
Do you have any Alginate? We could do it right now.
Quick, impromptu life casting.
I don't think
stream.
I have enough stuff on me, but that would be really fun to live. If we do live cast Eric, we will totally live stream it. That would be really fun.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So I don't have any commissions lined up because of that. Just I kind of backing off on that because it's just a lot of hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there'll be something, and eventually I'll share it and I'll do my usual post work in progress and stuff like that because I like sharing when I'm working on stuff. Yeah. So, but right now I don't really sure. I have a few things in my head, but
all right,
I haven't committed yet.
We will check in.
Yeah.
In a few months. See how it's going. And potentially cover your head in goo. Thanks, DLC Props. Jackie says she'll fly up for a head cast. Awesome.
Yes.
All right.
We'll do it. Okay, there you go.
We should do actually
head casting party with crafting.
a life casting weekend.
Yep.
Actually sounds really cool.
That sounds like a blast.
Last time when Bob from I Like to Make Stuff was visiting, we sort of strong armed him into doing a life cast.
Oh yeah, and his head's in there. Right? I saw it earlier. It always kind of freaks me out a little bit when I see it. It's like Bob with his eyes closed. And
I've been using it in videos.
Yeah.
And I asked him after a while. I was like, I just realized I'm just using your head in my videos. He said it's fine.
That's hilarious.
Maker. Oh, that was DLC Props. Thanks. Great question. Maker Geek says, I'm going to get a life cast made. Wonderful. I don't know what plaster or alginate type material to use. Are there advantages or disadvantages to each? Okay, so if you're going to go the alginate route, if you go to our YouTube channel and look up life casting, you'll see, actually, let's see if I can just find it real quick. There are 2 videos. Great, this is perfect. This is an old video of me putting goo on Will's face. So I'll link to both of these. This is the alginate one. Boop. There's a link in the chat there, and we'll put it in the show notes. That's the one we did with alginate, which is really fun. And this is Bill with less gray in his beard.
Wow, who's that young guy?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Was it Will or Rob? I can't remember who we... No, it's Will.
It was Will. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We did one of Rob as well, which is really fun. So anyway, that uses... Let's see what I used. Oh, it's all linked in the show notes. How perfect is that? We used Algisafe from Smooth On, and Mother Mold is Plaster Bandages. And then the casting material is Hydrocal, which is also linked in the show notes of that episode, so you can go check that out.
Is Hydrocal the dental stuff?
I don't know.
Oh, it's like rock hard.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Then, if you want more, you can go watch Bob's life casting video that we did with him. He made a copy of his head. Oh, this is
the intro.
It's the intro. This is similar, except instead of using alginate, we used
body double.
Yeah, that's body double silk, actually, which is a silicone, which you can get more than one pull out of. It's more expensive, but it's more durable.
That's Smooth On.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. It's really, really great to work with. And the silk you can actually put over a beard.
Right?
You can
see because he has a beard.
That's how much beard Bob had, and it did just
and
fine.
He still had that much when he pulled it off.
Mostly. We found a couple of little...
Oh, really? Was there a couple spots?
Yeah, and he links to everything in the show notes as well. The body double silk, the plaster bandages. He used a bald cap, my books, all that. So, anyway, those are 2 options for you. The body double version is a little bit more expensive. But there you go. Covered it all. Fantastic. And we'll cover it all again when we do our apparently life casting party.
Yes. Woohoo!
Okay, that was Maker Geek. Last question says, Scale 4 Cosplay. Do you have any more plans to make more kits like Sir Botsalot? I'm probably not going to make any more Sir Botsalots. I think that I kind of like the fact that we only made like a dozen or so of them, and they're all out in the world, and that's it. Make them really special. But someday I'll do more stuff like that.
Maybe I should make my next project painting my Sir Bots a lot.
You should do that.
There you go. That'll be my next project. I'll
Yes.
paint SirBots a lot.
Awesome. Jackie is demanding that she's going to come up here. You can crash with us, Jackie, as long as you're not allergic to cats, or if you can deal with it. I would love to do more of my own designs that I'm able to offer as kits, but it's just not in the cards right now. I got to focus on making tutorial content, writing my next book, all that stuff.
All that businessy stuff.
Yeah. The thing is that is working.
Yeah.
So I have to keep doing it. And I really like doing it. I want to make more of my own designs and sell kits, but that's more of an untested business model. I sold like 10 SirBots, and that doesn't really pay the bills. So I have to focus on what's working. We'll see. Who knows what the future holds?
That's right.
I just hit a snow speeder. That's all the questions. Thank you guys so much for your awesome questions. The prop tarts are amazing. Again, if you haven't seen the copyright video I put up today, go check that out. And thank the prop tarts again for helping me put that together. Eric, thank you for coming down here and hanging out.
Always have a great time coming down and hanging out.
And I'm excited to hang out with you in sunny Southern California.
I know, right? Weeks. Especially after the last 2 days of solid rain.
Yeah. That's all we have for you guys today. Thank you again so much for hanging out, and we will see you all next week for another exciting edition of Prop Live Q&A.
Thanks, everybody.